couple things I wanted to go over. First of all, I don't know if you can tell this on the video, but the light and dark on the trim and this flooring could not have come out any better. And what's crazy about that is I had to pick this flooring out in Florida, and it was hard to tell how things would look, but I took a bunch of samples to the Bahamas and went on the previous hole, Guinevere, and spent a week on there with the owner, Reynold. He was very gracious to let me come and hang out with him on the boat. We went through a bunch of stuff together and laid out all these, and just with one little strip, it was difficult to tell which would be the best flooring to go with. But with the help of with Reynold and everybody, George and the guys in the Bahamas, everyone had an opinion. People kept coming back to this darker floor, which I wasn't sure about, but man, could not have picked a better flooring. I highly recommend, if you're looking at the St. Francis 50, I think there's enough of this flooring left for the next hole, but I would seriously consider going with this stuff. It's this, they call it a luxury vinyl, basically, to help people get over the stigma of vinyl, but it feels like a bamboo. There's a texture to it, and when this is wet, it has the same amount of grip. It's not like the teak and holly that once it has the clear coats on, all the varnish, it gets very slick, and anywhere water pools, you get stains and water damage. This happens a lot in the corners, especially in the galley. It will not happen with this flooring. If you had pets or dropped anything, it's bulletproof. And you can take a couple of extra of these strips with you. These are like planks, and peel one up and replace it if you had a problem. But you know, this is the kind of flooring that lasts 20 years. You don't have to do anything to it. Highly recommend this. And to me, it looks better than anything I've seen on these boats before. When you see this in person, I think you're gonna fall out. Hopefully you can get to Miami and see this. Another thing that I wanted that I know seems silly, but man, I'm really excited with the way this came out. So it's this carpeted compartment here. There's gonna be a outlet here that does 110 and USB. So your Kindle or your tablet or your phone can all be plugged in here and just drop down into this carpeted space. And then the wires, the chargers, and the device all stay out of the way. They're close to the bed if you want to read at night, just want to drop it in there at the end of the night. It seems like a small thing, but something I think you're going to use a lot. And you've got all the drawers in now. Just looks amazing. There's some trim that's going to go over these guys. It's not in yet. And then doors right down there. Those two bottom things will be door. They're like these tilting compartments. Great for shoes. It's all just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. This is all the master suite. So basically this doorway here, this side, this starboard hole is a little different than the port hole. So when you walk through this doorway, you're in the master suite, and you've got this as a wardrobe, big changing area. And of course, you still have all of this space as well. Got hanging lockers. So this is going to get a bar. This is all for hanging. And I don't have much hangers. I think I asked him to put shelves on this side. I did. There's also plenty of hanging right here. This entire closet is like a double hanging closet, and you could easily make that a wet locker as well. I think I showed this in the other video, but this is really cool. This is a new door they've added. This is under the settee in the saloon. Normally, to get to this space, you have to dig under the bench, and everyone's done that before. They have all their dry goods in there, and they dig in here. I might get real creative with how I arrange this, but I might, use either some bins or some shelves, or I might put a shelf in, so the lower half, is only accessible back here, and is part of the, storage for this area, and then the upper part you could access from here or down through the bench. Just make better use of that space. They think of everything, and if it takes a little extra work to make it a better boat, they just do it. I love that about the way St. Francis works. This bedroom is amazing. When you have guests over, they're staying in a really, really nice room. They've got this huge fixed portal beside them. You wake up to the sunrise right there. They've got all these compartments on the side, so your books, your sunglasses, hats, all that stuff can be put out of the way. You don't see it. This is a side bed, a child's bed, and if you had a pet or kids, you could put them up there, or it's a good place to put cushions when you're away from the boat. You can see the engines are very far forward, a lot of cats. The engines are back here. This allows you to carry a bigger dinghy, not worry about the weight aft. It improves the performance. It also means with the St. Francis 50, you can do a shaft drive. I went with the sail drive. I just like them better. Maybe it's because I've been on too many shaft drive boats and have had issues, but so you can do either one. That's a neat that they leave that up to you. Your guests are not going to hurt for storage. You've got hanging lockers, and this side is all shelves. And behind me is where the hanging locker will be. Access the engine through here or through the by taking the cushion off and opening the top up. The weather's foul. You can still sit in here and work on the engine. It's really nice. I put a couple of these cushions in so you can see the contrast. It's light blue cushion, and you can see this gray Corian countertop. They go so great together. Just adds just a hint of color to contrast with the wood. And I love this area is new. They've never done one of these before. But when you walk on the boat and you see that drawer combo, it just looks so elegant. And this gives you a lot of space for, your home office things, stuff you might need around the nav station. Or since it's so close to the galley, you always run into a problem with boats with galleys on boats this size, where if you're living aboard, you never have quite enough drawer space. Here you could have your utensils here, but you have room to maybe use a couple of these for some galley items, and you're not so far out of the galley that doesn't make sense. But they did the spice rack out of the Corian. This is usually wood, but there'd been some concern with the heat from the stove, so they did it out of the Corian this time, and it looks pretty slick. Lots of room here on the dash for all the gear, so it's not going to be crowded. All right, go down and show you one of my favorite additions to this boat. So this is your workshop. You've got plenty of space for your tools. You've got a winch, a vise that screws into the countertop there. But then I love this. Instead of having your tools scattered or in a tool box, you've got these carpeted drawers. So your wrenches, screwdrivers, everything can be organized right here. Have your socket set with all your socket pieces laid out, your Allen wrenches. Pretty slick, huh? So you got a built-in tool chest and room down here for some bigger stuff. And then room up here for you can keep your power drill, power tools, some spares, all that stuff right in here. And it's kind of purposeful, when we were thinking about putting the davit on the starboard side, which we can go look at in a bit, that the deep freezer is outboard on the port side, and you've got your tools right here. So this is going to help balance the boat a bit. This entire area is an extension of the galley. Dry goods. I mean, you're not going to be digging under floorboards for canned goods. You're not going to dig under the settee in the saloon for galley stuff. All that space can be used for long-term spares and things like that. Your galley's right here, so it's stepping down for flour or some dry goods or to look through cans of soup. It's no big deal at all. Look at that. It's just provisioning for a run across the Pacific is no problem at all. I think a lot of this space will just be empty. I just don't think you could fill it all. Here you can see the hanging lockers that the guest cabins will get once that's finished out. And on the other side you have the child's bed. Here you've got these doors, so you could use this for fuel filters, anything big and bulky. I mean, that's just a massive space back there. The gen set will go back here, be a DC generator. Again, putting more weight on the port side. The outboard for the dinghy and the davit will be on the starboard side, so that helps balance that a bit. A little basin. I love these faucets. Great insulation. The separate shower, which is a big deal. So you're not getting, you're not in the head getting water all over the toilet and everything. You've got an enclosed shower. Every guest has their own shower. Enough room to put your toiletries when people come and stay on board. Just throw their toiletry bag in there. Little space under here. Extra toilet paper. Just very functional. If you only had one guest staying with you, they would stay here. This is the VIP. You can see the fold down tray, which is so nice. Pull that down and put your coffee or whatever on it. You've got ventilation right above where you're sleeping. More ventilation right here. You can really make it a wind tunnel in here at night if you want. Tons and tons of place for them to put their clothes while they're staying. And this is the beautiful head that they'll be using. Look at this linen cabinet. Keep towels and stuff rolled up in there. Got an opening portal for some ventilation. And then their shower. Inside here, got the washing machine. Do a load, and I opted not to do a dryer, just to use lines and stuff. And we'll figure out maybe a platform or something here, because we'll probably be lowering sails down into this area. That's it. Mainly wanted to show off the with all the drawers in and the flooring. I think it looks amazing. And there's cushions. Every day it's something different. Just been sitting here and imagining this is gonna be so chill living on this thing.